Go.
So the date is February 6, 2012. I just started a new project at work. Things were pretty optimistic. I was going to make more money. It was going to be better hours. And I found myself getting off of work at the same time as my wife. And we called each other and coordinated who was going to go to my in-laws' house to pick up my kids. Because I have such a strong desire to spend so much time with my in-laws, we determined that Melissa would go pick up the kids. So I go home and I start to settle in a little bit. And about 2 minutes after I get home, I get a phone call from an unknown number. And I decide to answer it, even though I usually don't. And the caller lets me know. He says, "Your wife was just in an accident. She was hit by a cement truck. She's awake and she gave me your number. Your son is okay, he's crying." And I said, "What about my daughter?" And he said, "I don't know." And I said, "Is she alive?" And he paused. I just saw her breathe. So much relief with those words. And so, both my wife and my daughter would end up being life flown to the hospital. Unbeknownst to me, that breath that he told me would be among the last that she would take. And she would pass away shortly after arriving at the hospital. There was a lot of struggle and a lot of things that can happen after you deal with the loss of a child. My wife had serious and significant injuries that almost took her life as well. So I would spend the next year and a half or so focusing my attention on her, on making sure that she was okay, and making sure that she was recovering physically and emotionally. About a year and a half later, we were finally at a spot where she seemed to be doing better. And then that's when some of my grief was able to set in a little bit more. One day as I was driving to work, I really had this desire to talk to Ethne. And I didn't know what to do, and I was praying and I was yearning. Maybe she could come talk to me in a dream or something along those lines. And as I was praying for that hope, a voice came to me, just in my head, and it said, "Why don't you just talk to her?" So I imagined her sitting in the back seat of our car, so that's where 2-year-olds sit, and I just started talking to her. I told her about what was going on with her brother. I told her about the whole family, things that had been happening, things we were excited about. And I even paused for moments to listen to her response and what she would say back to me. And I had this amazing conversation. And I've continued to have so many amazing conversations with her. And then my grandfather would die a few years later, and I'd have conversations with him and other people that have passed away. And I've learned to be able to go close to those people, even though that they have passed on. I still have conversations with my daughter today, and they fill me up with so much hope that I can be with her again. I'm filming this video and this story because I shared this recently in a training class for speakers. And I was asked to record my story and post it onto that platform, and I'll be doing that. But you notice I'm speaking in front of the Idaho Falls Temple. Today is November 11th. And it will be Ethne's 14th birthday. It is Ethne's 14th birthday. And every year on her birthday, we come to the temple and we serve for those who have passed on to keep her memory alive. I challenge you, if you're dealing with loss or struggle, find a way to serve those who have passed on. Take time to talk to them and connect. Thank you.